Okay, picture it. July 6th, 2019. A private jet touches down at Teterboro Airport. It feels like business as usual, right? But then, boom, federal agents are waiting on the tarmac. It was the moment everyone thought would never happen. Within minutes, Jeffrey Epstein is in handcuffs. Exactly. The arrest sent absolute shockwaves across the globe. Not because he was unknown, but because the 2008 deal had convinced everyone he was basically untouchable. Well, untouchable is a strong word, but legally shielded? Yes, until that day. I'm Betty, and I'm Alex. This is Intersections, Episode 5, 2019, the arrest that reopened everything. So, let's get into the weeds of the arrest itself. Epstein was flying back from Paris. Agents board the plane, and he's charged with sex trafficking and conspiracy. This wasn't a slap on the wrist this time, no, and that's the crucial legal distinction. The indictment was incredibly detailed. It described a pattern of abuse spanning years, referencing victims in New York and Florida. It signaled that this wasn't a rehash of 2008. It was a fresh federal prosecution. And the reaction? Explosive, immediate. The media went into a frenzy. Every major outlet started running stories, digging up old photos, reprinting quotes. The dreaded media frenzy. It expanded quickly because Epstein spent decades cultivating relationships. It became about the ecosystem, politicians, celebrities, academics. Donald Trump's name came up immediately. It did. But we have to be skeptical of the narrative here. Trump was mentioned because of social interactions in the public record, not because he was implicated in the crimes. Right. Trump actually said he was not a fan and hadn't spoken to him in years. He even mentioned banning Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, which is a claim widely reported, though the official records on why remain a bit murky. But the point stands. There has never been public evidence linking Trump to the criminal conduct. Scrutiny was about proximity, not participation. That's a key phrase, proximity, not participation. But let's talk about the network effect. Suddenly, everyone in his orbit was under the microscope. Who flew on the planes? Who visited the homes? It was chaotic, but responsible analysis requires us to differentiate between knowing a bad actor and conspiring with them. However, the bail hearing, that was the real turning point. Oh, absolutely. His lawyers wanted house arrest, prosecutors said flight risk, and the judge actually agreed with the prosecution. No bail. That decision signaled that the system wasn't bending this time. The 2008 shield had officially failed him. It really feels like the arrest forced the world to confront how power operates. It wasn't just about Epstein anymore. It was about the institutions that enabled him. Precisely. But remember, scrutiny isn't guilt. Evidence matters more than speculation. Though his death in custody shortly after certainly left us with more questions than answers. And that leads us perfectly into next time. We're bringing it all together. The geography, the deals, the people. Episode 6 is the season finale. What we know, what we don't, and why it matters. We'll see you there. This is Intersections.